Eryk, 13-4, fighting for the UFC. Then, I got 3 other brothers. I'm 5 out of 6, so a lot of trouble, outside all the time, riding bikes, jumping out of trees, just causing mischief around the neighborhood. Man, I played sports, ever since I can remember, and football is just one that, I gravitated towards. I liked the physicality of it. I like I don't really think it's like a violent sport like people say, but I just loved, the camaraderie with the football team and the other players and stuff, and I just kind of got good. Man, it never dawned on me. I just knew what I wanted to do, so I did everything possible to get there. I never thought of myself as like a super athlete or anything. I knew that if I was going to make it where I was trying to go, which obviously was the NFL, I was going to have to do it off of the sweat of my brow and not just, some guys they just show up, play, and they really don't do much else, but they're in that super elite percentile of athletes. That's just not where I was at. And everybody was I just remember everybody being so fast. Offensive linemen were fast, defensive linemen were fast. So what was my edge? What could I do better than everybody else? And it turns out, watching film, learning my opponent, the guy I was gonna, the offensive lineman that I was gonna go against that week or whatever. So that's why I learned how to pick up the mental edge, because I just didn't have the physical tools to deal with those guys. Got picked up through free agency by the Cleveland Browns. Got cut during camp. Went to Canada. Got cut. Played a year of arena football, and pretty much just said, if it's not the NFL, then I don't want to play. And then started training shortly after that. And here, about 9 years later, here we are. Oh man, I was doing the 9-to-5 thing. Working, coming home, eat, sleep, repeat, and I just thought to myself, there's got to be more to life than just, I feel like it was Groundhog's Day, like the movie with Bill Murray. Every day was the same. I just changed my clothes, that was it. So I just walked into a gym and met Walt Harris, sparred with Walt Harris. I had zero, combat sports background, and Walt was already a pro fighter and was boxing and stuff. And long story short, he beat me up, in the nicest way that you could possibly beat somebody up. That's what Walt did. And man, I was hooked from there. I was like, man, this is what I want to do. The fight actually was 2 months after I started training, if that. And I was there by myself. I didn't have a corner, my coach didn't show up. And I fought twice that night. So no commission. What? Yeah, they called me on the way to the fight. It was like, hey, they'd like for you to have your blood work done within 6 months of the fight. Have you had your blood work done? I was like, yeah, I think I had my blood work done a month ago. Man, I didn't have any blood work done. They just took my word for it. So it was a 2-hour drive to the event. And the whole time I was just like, man, I just lied about my blood work. I'm sure my opponent's going to do the same thing. And long story short, I didn't contract any, bloodborne pathogens or, diseases or anything like that. But the sport itself has come a very long way in that amount of time, especially in Alabama.
How'd you get the call to the UFC?
I fought for the LFA title, and then I think halfway on the tall, 3 people that got hurt. And then I was with Jason House and Iridium Sports, and man, he just got in their ear and bugged them until they gave me a call. And then 10 days notice, I showed up and got the knockout. Man, I think the Thiago Santos fight definitely kind of propelled my, even in the loss, I think that the UFC, the fans, and everybody who watched appreciated the way that fight happened. 6 days notice. I just fought less than a month before, and man, we got in there and threw hands and banged it out. So I think it was a fight that everybody, regardless if you're a casual fan or a hardcore, whether you do interviews with fighters or you're a coach, matchmaker, whatever, I think everybody enjoyed that fight. I think that's just something that I have naturally inside. I never had to have a conversation with myself. He knocked me, he dropped me 4 times in the second round, and at no point, maybe because like my brain was rattled around, I never had to like, all right, you gotta get up. It was just like a natural, okay, he backed up, get up, and get back to it. And I was willing to go out on my shield that night.